Servers crash, hackers strike, and yeah, sometimes a freak storm knocks out your power for 3 days. Let's be real. It's not just inconvenient when disaster hits and you're not ready. It's chaos. In this video, we're walking through what a disaster recovery plan is, what to include for it to actually work, and how it could literally save your business. Hi, welcome back to the IT Help Channel. I'm Dave Clark with AIS. A disaster recovery plan is just one of the many things we help businesses figure out every day. From Las Vegas to Southern California, we help prepare you for the what-ifs that could take everything offline in seconds. Let's face it, bad stuff happens. Gartner estimates IT downtime costs up to $5,600 per minute. One glitch, and boom, your business is losing money, momentum, and trust. And yet, tons of businesses treat disaster recovery like a someday project. But that someday needs to be today. Cyber attacks aren't slowing down. They're rising by double digits every year. And it's not just hackers with a ransomware attack you need to worry about. A monsoon flood in Vegas or a blackout in San Diego can wipe out your equipment or corrupt your files in seconds. That's where a disaster recovery plan, or DRP, saves you. It's not duct tape. It's a playbook that helps you bounce back with minimal downtime and damage. Quick side note. People tend to mix up disaster recovery and business continuity all the time. Disaster recovery is just about your IT, getting servers, apps, and files back. Business continuity is bigger. It's everything, keeping your people working, phones ringing, payroll running, and your business communicating with the outside world. So yeah, you need both. Without a business continuity plan, even the best disaster recovery plan won't be enough to keep your business moving. Think of a disaster recovery plan like a fire drill for your network, apps, and files. It helps you know where your data lives, who's in charge, how fast you can restore things, and how to talk to clients and vendors while you're doing it. Here are 4 questions your DRP has to answer, and how to actually think through them. Where's our data backed up? This one trips people up. Do you have backups in the cloud? On an external drive in the office? Or maybe on a second server offsite? If your answer is, I think it's on Dropbox somewhere, you're not ready. You need to know what's backed up, where it lives, how often it's updated, and who can access it. Next question. Who's leading the charge if things break? A crisis isn't the time to have a meeting about who's in charge. Name a primary person, usually your IT lead, and a backup in case that person's out, and write it down. When things are chaotic, clarity is king. Another question to ask. How fast can we be back online? This is your RTO, or recovery time objective. Let's say your business can survive 1 hour of downtime, but not 5. That should shape everything. Your backup tools, your recovery plan, your staffing. If your current setup takes 12 hours to restore your server, but you only have a 2-hour recovery window, that's a problem. Finally, ask, what do we tell customers while it's happening? Silence during a disaster is how you lose trust fast. Even a simple email or text saying, we're experiencing downtime and working to fix it, goes a long way. Pre-write some of these messages for your team so no one's scrambling during a meltdown. Think website banners, phone message updates, and emails to your biggest clients. The better your answers to those 4 questions, the smoother the recovery. And if you're sitting there realizing you can't answer any of them yet, don't stress. We're here to help you figure it out one step at a time. All right, let's break down the 5 core pieces your disaster recovery plan needs to actually work when things go sideways. This isn't just theory. These are the things we walk clients through all the time at AIS. Risk assessment and impact analysis. Start by asking, what are the top 5 things that could take us offline? Fire, power outage, ransomware, employee error? Then figure out what each of those events would break. Your phones, your data, your operations. Not all risks are equal. A slow printer isn't a disaster, but losing your customer database? That's a real problem. Backup strategy, on-site and off-site. You need backups, and not just in one place. Cloud storage is great, but it shouldn't be your only solution. What if you lose internet or get locked out of your cloud account? We recommend local backups, like an external drive or NAS in the office. Off-site backups that are physically stored elsewhere. Cloud backups that are secure, remote, and ideally automated. AIS has a backup guide that helps you figure out what mix is best. Check the link in the description. Clear roles and escalation procedures. When disaster hits, the last thing you want is a bunch of people asking, who's in charge? Assign roles ahead of time on who leads IT recovery, updates your staff, handles client communication, talks to vendors or legal. Also set up an escalation plan. If your IT lead is unreachable, who steps in? Pro tip: build a printout version for when systems go offline and post this somewhere obvious. Vendor and partner communication plans. If you rely on vendors for critical tools, phones, internet, software, you need a way to contact them quickly. Create a vendor contact sheet that includes the company name, your support contact with their name and number, the contract or SLA terms, this will determine how fast they're supposed to help you, and emergency escalation contacts. If your internet goes down, do you know who to call at Spectrum or Cox Business without having to Google it? Regular testing and simulations. If your plan's never been tested, it's just a nice-looking PDF. We recommend 2 tests per year. A tabletop exercise where your team talks through a fake disaster, and a live simulation. Pull the plug on something small and see how your plan holds up. It'll feel awkward the first time. That's the point. You'll find holes, and that's how you fix them before the real thing hits. These 5 pieces take time to build, but trust me, it's nothing compared to the time and money you'll lose if you skip them. All right, let's talk about what not to do. Because even with the best intentions, things can still go wrong. Here are the top 3 disaster recovery mistakes we see all the time at AIS, and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, we use the cloud. We're good. Look, the cloud is great, but it's not a magic bullet. If your cloud account gets hacked or the provider experiences an outage, you could still be completely locked out. Plus, cloud doesn't always mean real-time backup. Some services only sync once a day. That's 24 hours of possible data loss. So of course, use the cloud, but don't rely on it as your only line of defense. Mistake number 2, never testing the plan. You'd be surprised how many DRPs have never been touched since the day they were written. The first time you run your plan shouldn't be during a crisis. Simulations help you find the gaps. Maybe your backup server's not booting up. Maybe that emergency contact left the company last year. Maybe no one knows who's supposed to call your clients. Run a tabletop simulation at least twice a year and walk through a real scenario. Mistake number 3, treating it like a one-and-done checklist. Tech evolves. Employees come and go. Your systems and vendors change. If your disaster recovery plan is over 12 months old and hasn't been reviewed, it's outdated. Set a recurring calendar reminder to review and update the plan every 6 to 12 months. Even 30 minutes of occasional cleanup can save you big later on. Disaster recovery isn't just an IT thing. It's a business survival thing. And yeah, it might feel overwhelming, but even starting small gives you an edge. So grab an hour, pull your team together, and start answering the big what ifs. Your future self and your clients will thank you. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Got any questions? Give us a call or visit our website ais-now.com. And remember, you can worry less with AIS.